Today we're breaking down the phenomenal semi-final match between Inter and Barcelona. A key tactical element for Inter was Dimarco's high positioning. It was a brilliant plan. In possession, he stayed wide, but during pressing phases, he moved centrally. We can see the distance between Barcelona's fullback and Inter's wingback. Enough space for a clean reception if the ball is switched. When Inter lost possession in the opponent's half, Dimarco stayed narrow and didn't mark Yamal personally. Bastoni took that responsibility. Here's another example. During pressing, Dimarco takes an unusually high and narrow position for his role, and we also see Bastoni shifting left to stay with Yamal. A key point is that when Inter dropped into a mid or low defensive block on their own half, Dimarco returned to his traditional position and began marking Yamal again. This exact positioning by Dimarco led to Inter's opening goal. Olmo receives the ball in midfield, and at this moment, he sees Dimarco but probably thinks he'll stay wide as a wingback usually would. Olmo loses focus for a second. Dimarco intercepts and plays a cutting pass to Dumfries. Then, Inter calmly finished the move against the goalkeeper. In their own half, Inter played their standard 5-3-2, but the movement of the midfielders was particularly interesting. Only two midfielders shifted to the flanks. One always stayed in the center to block diagonal switches. This worked well on both wings and almost paid off in one sequence. In build-up, Inter often tried to progress down the left side, with Dimarco combining with one of the midfielders. However, they eventually switched to long balls toward athletic players like Dumfries and Thuram. Anyone watching the match saw Inter's incredible counter-attacking threat. They launched forward in numbers, and Barcelona's high defensive line only invited Inter to attack the huge space behind, sometimes half the field in depth. Barcelona often pressed compactly with most players on the ball side. This allowed Inter to simply boot the ball toward Thuram and counter in numerical superiority. By the way, Barcelona's offside trap was risky and didn't always work. In one situation, Lautaro won a penalty. It was total domination by Inter in the first half. Barcelona scored quickly in the second half after a lucky bounce. A cross to the back post met a numerical advantage. Bastoni misjudged the ball, Dimarco ran toward goal, and Barcelona's right-back scored a beautiful first-touch goal. Almost immediately, Barcelona could have scored a second, a 3-2 counterattack after a corner. They passed brilliantly and created a great shooting chance. But Sommer's save was just out of this world. Barcelona then equalized. Another cross to the back post. Mkhitaryan signaled a free man. This was Barella's zone. Also, both center backs were man-marking Rafinha. It would have been better if one had defended zonally and simply blocked that space. Inter's defense started falling apart in the second half, and the players were clearly arguing with each other. After a free kick combination, a shot from the edge of Inter's box deflected off De Jong's head and went out of play. But watch Acerbi's reaction. He immediately lashed out at a teammate who failed to step up and hold the offside line. That deflection could have easily led to a goal. Late in the match, Inter lost the ball on their own half just as they were preparing to counter. Dumfries was already high up, and a Barcelona player easily found a pass between two Inter defenders. Rafinha scored. Inter had very little time left to equalize, so they went for the simplest strategy. Push all their tall and physically strong players forward and play long balls. That's exactly what we see here. A center back, two strikers, and Dumfries all ready for aerial deliveries. And that physical advantage made the difference. First, a strong hold-up by Thuram, then Dumfries battled hard, and finally Acerbi expertly held off the defender. Didn't let him intercept, won the position, and scored with a clean first-time finish. This was also a mistake from Barcelona. Two players rushed to cover the wing. De Jong realized too late he needed to block the passing lane to the near post. In extra time, Thuram once again held the ball well, shifted wide, feinted one way, and beat the defender with a change of direction. He passed to Taremi, who protected the ball excellently and found a teammate. Two Inter players were completely unmarked inside the box. Barcelona's players failed here. First, Fermin Lopez reacted late and didn't track one of them. Second, another player left his zone trying to triple press Thuram, leaving a man free. And the shot was executed brilliantly. A phenomenal match that will go down in history as one of the greatest encounters, truly worthy of a final. Like the video, comment if you think Inter deserved to win, and subscribe to the channel for more match analyses and in-depth football content.